party! As you can see, we're with some of the most exciting athletes in Athens. If you go to the Taste of Athens this weekend, this may be one of the dishes you'll try. At 1,000 Faces, the beans start off green, but as you see here, they finish off brown. They only do 20 pounds at a time to get you the best coffee in town. As you can see right now, we're in a 5th grade classroom in Fowler Drive Elementary. We're trying to keep it down a little bit because the students are actually working on their math right now. But Ray Goff isn't the only one entering the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame. So is Lisa Spain, and she brought the national championship in tennis here to UGA in 1984. Before we let you go, you know I can't let you out of here without asking you this. How does CBS Nightly News with Scott Pelley sound?
Well, you're a really good reporter, aren't you? And I would have been disappointed in you if you hadn't asked. CBS has not made any announcements about any changes at the evening news. I think that there will be some announcements over the next few days, but I'm not going to be able to break that news on your broadcast today.
But does it sound good?
Well, good for you. Good for you on the follow-up, because you know what? It's rarely the question that matters, it's the follow-up that matters.
So I'm learning.
And oh, you're doing great.
Sounds
you're doing
good.
great. But I've been watching this game in Washington for a long time, and I'm a little bit of a pro, so I'm going to leave it there.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. Best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
A year ago, a can of roasted coffee beans at Jittery Joe's cost you about 10 bucks, but now it's $11. Coffee prices have almost doubled in the last 12 months for wholesalers. But now, the rising cost is being passed on to coffee drinkers around the world. Local roaster 1,000 Faces has done the same. Owner Ben Myers says the cost has hurt business.
Like, let's say, for instance, last year I was able to buy a fair trade organic Peruvian coffee for maybe $2.25. Now it's upwards of $4.25. So the price has doubled. At 1,000 Faces, the beans start off green, but as you see here, they finish off brown. They only do 20 pounds at a time to get you the best coffee in town. In the last 6 months alone, coffee prices went up a 46% for 1,000 Faces. However, when I asked Ben who has control over the price, he said, ultimately, kind of the consumer will make a big impact on the coffee market once they start to say, like, no way, we're not going to pay that for coffee. And coffee isn't going down anytime soon. Prices are expected to continue to rise due to the 3rd straight year that Colombia has endured lower than average coffee harvest. But not all coffee will cost you an arm and a leg. 1,000 Faces offers free tastings on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. In Athens, George Lopez, UGA News Source.
George, I know you're enjoying yourself out there in that sunshine.
Well, Liz, you're right. It's absolutely beautiful out here. Let me actually get out of this shot so you folks at home can see what's going on. If you look at these trees and you look at this sky, the wind is barely blowing for these trees, and look at the sky. It's absolutely clear, and it looks beautiful out there. So the sky is clear, the wind is blowing, and I tell you what, the sunshine was blowing up here earlier, and it's hiding right now behind a cloud. However, though, the thunderstorms are coming, but I'll tell you about that in about 10 minutes in our forecast. But right now, it's about 83 degrees out here, Liz. The wind is blowing. I'll tell you what, it's absolutely gorgeous out here.
George, it looks like you got a little tan yourself there.
That's right. Well, I did get some sun, maybe a little too much sun. So I got worried, and I decided to get my skin checked out today with a local doctor. Dr. Ferris Johnson is a primary physician and has had a private practice in Athens since 1995. Dr. Johnson said there is such a thing as too much sun. Johnson also added that flaky, scaly skin that tends not to heal or go away could be a sign of skin cancer, usually called basal cell carcinomas.
And of course, everybody wants to look nice and tan. Even people like me want to look nice and tan. So tan is good. Too much, not good.
So any skin changes in texture or color are worth having checked out. When I asked Dr. Johnson how dark I was, he said we were... We could pass for cousins or brothers or...
Brothers. Brothers.
Thank you, Doctor. I appreciate it.
It is my pleasure.
Now, some things a doctor did want me to emphasize was that there are some ways that you can help skin burn. Now, aloe only helps the discomfort. It doesn't help as much as a remedy for sunburn.